One of the things I love about this channel here is I'm able to voice my opinions on whatever I want to talk about and pretty much just express myself. And in today's video, some people are probably going to be upset by it, but I really don't care. I just want to tell the truth in this video because this story has been bothering me. And I saw a tweet this morning that really just made me say, okay, I got to talk about this. So the number one thing trending, at least in the black community from what I've seen, and this is coming from somebody who's black, follows a bunch of black people that I went to school with on social media. All I see all over social media is Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter's being played by his girl. Travis Hunter's girl's doing this. Every second of the day, it's always Travis Hunter's girl did something new, was with another man, danced in a music video, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, you can have whatever opinion you want to have about it. But what I will say to you is this story right here kind of paints the picture of why black people are behind financially in the United States. Let me explain. I saw this tweet right here this morning. This guy right here, shout out to him. He said, if N-words knew the history of the S&P 500 like they know Travis Hunter's girlfriend, we would catch up in the wealth race immediately. He's 1,000% right. There are way more black people that care more about celebrity drama and gossip and whatever Meg Thee Stallion's doing and what celebrity slept with who and who played who than they do about investing in the S&P 500. And guess what? I got family and friends who are in the same boat. I try so hard to talk to them about investing and the power of it, how important it is, and the fact that you're not going to be able to get ahead in life with just your job paycheck. Life just doesn't work that way. The way these jobs, these 9-to-5 jobs are set up is they make it so that you have just enough to barely get by. You have just enough to give your paycheck to somebody else and pay your bills. And then maybe if you're lucky, you have just enough to do something with. Just enough. You're just never going to get ahead that way. You have to have multiple streams of income, or at the very least, you have to invest your money, especially when it comes to retirement. In the United States, the most worse off economically racial demographic is black people. It is African Americans. We are the worst off. We don't own anything. We don't own hospitals. We don't own growth. We don't own anything. Maybe in some towns we might own a little bit, but I'm just speaking here in Chicago. Okay. This is where I live. We don't own nothing. Maybe every once in a while, a black person might own like a restaurant or something or a clothing store, but that's about it. We don't own anything else. Anyway, the bottom line is, I think a big part of that is because one of the things that I really dislike about black culture is it's always about celebrity drama and gossip and just street stuff and whatever, when the main thing you should be talking about if you want to get ahead in life is investing. You should be talking about the S&P 500. Matter of fact, let me show you guys something. Here's an article right here from CNN. White Americans have far more wealth than black Americans. Here's how big the gap is. Let's go ahead and pull this up. It says right here, the net worth of the typical black and Hispanic household in 2022 was $44,000. $44,000 was the household net worth for black/African American people. Let's look at this chart down here. The racial wealth gap is vast. Median wealth in 2022, Asian, $536,000, white, $285,000, Hispanic, $61,000, black, $44,000. Why is the racial wealth gap so bad? I understand. I know there's probably going to be some people who say, well, what about racism? What about Jim Crow? What about all this, blah, 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 blah. You're right. You're 1,000% right. There are certain things that cause this racial gap that are historical. I agree with you. But what about right now? What's stopping you from closing the gap right now? Forget what happened in 1940 and 30. I'm not saying you should forget it, but I'm saying the past is the past that happened. So what are you going to do now to fix it? Why is it that in 2024, black people are still behind? Are we just going to keep complaining about the past, or are we going to do something about it? Well, guess what? 2024, instead of talking about investing or trying to learn about it or anything like that, because a lot of people just find it boring, they would rather talk about another rich man's girl. Travis Hunter is already rich. Travis Hunter, you can say whatever you want about him and his girl, and he's being played and blah, blah. The guy's already a multimillionaire. He's going to make several $100 million when he gets to the NFL. Depending on how well his career goes, he could dang near even be a billionaire if he ends up becoming one of the greatest football players ever, which could happen for him. What about you? How's your finances looking? Half the people talking trash about Travis Hunter and his girl don't even have $1,000 in their bank account. Yes, I'm going there. And it's not to belittle you. It's just, if you have less than $1,000 in your bank account, matter of fact, I'll go even further than that. If you have less than $10,000 in your bank account right now, or less than $10,000 in your net worth, you don't have $10,000 in assets, you don't have $10,000 in cash, in your bank account, in stocks, nothing. You only got $10,000 in your 401k. If that's you, you have no business talking about Travis Hunter. No business. I'm not saying that it's not an entertaining story. Yes, the story is interesting. His girl, blah, blah, blah. Every time you look up something, I get it. But the sad part, going back to this tweet, is people know every single detail about Travis Hunter's girl. If I just go to you and say, hey, tell me about Travis Hunter's girl, what do you know about? Oh, man, she was in a music video with this dude, and she has this tattoo, and she slept with this guy, and she likes this rapper, blah, blah. But then if I say, okay, now tell me about what stocks did you invest in last week? Bro, what you talking about, bro? What you talking about? What? I don't know nothing about that, bro. I don't know nothing about that. What? Well, you should. Because there's this other article that came out back in like 2017, 2018, that said that the average net worth of a black person in Boston, the city of Boston, is $8. That is the average net worth of black people. Now, again, I understand there's a lot of historical reasons for this. I get it. But what's stopping you right now from closing that gap? What's stopping you right now from closing the racial gap? What's stopping you from investing right now? The stock market is open for everybody to invest. We're not under Jim Crow anymore. You could go buy the S&P 500 right now. You could go buy Tesla right now. I would not buy Tesla right now, by the way, not at this price. But the bottom line is you could buy stocks right now. Let me show you something. Instead of talking about Travis Hunter, had you invested in the S&P 500 at the beginning of the year, just put money in it every single paycheck or whatever, you would be up 26% year to date. It says it right there. 26%. 26% year to date, you would have gotten that return on your money. This is a large reason why other racial groups are so much ahead of us. I'm in the investing world, okay? My main channel, it's not a finance channel anymore, but it used to be, and I'm still in the finance world because a lot of people know me from back what I used to do on my main channel, right? And I'm in a bunch of group chats and stuff with people who invest. And guess what? Typically, I'm basically the only black person in there. Maybe there's like one or two others, but that's it. All these group chats that talk about investing all day and go over balance sheets and earnings reports and stuff, all white, few Asians and other races, barely any black. Why? Because unfortunately in black culture, only thing that's celebrated is the street stuff. Who shot who? Who killed who? Who's sleeping with who? And it's garbage. And it's going to keep holding us behind. We need to have more intelligent conversations on how to get ahead, how to build wealth, how to invest money, put our money together. You know, I'm just saying it's the truth. So anyway, the bottom line is I just really want to get this off my chest because it really is unfortunate how many African-American people and black people know nothing about finance, don't want to know about finance, and do not invest their money. The only way you're ever going to get ahead and do okay financially is by investing. There's a very small select few of black people who are really good at dribbling a basketball or throwing a football or run really fast or can rap really good or make great music. But that's the 0.00001%. If you're an average person, just a regular dude working a 9 to 5, working at FedEx or working in an insurance company, or you work downtown or whatever you do, whatever it is that you do, you work in tech, whatever, you're an engineer, whatever. Only way you're going to get ahead is you're going to have to invest your money. The only way you're going to have a good retirement is you're going to have to invest your money. And if you don't know what the S&P 500 is, but you know what Travis Hunter's girlfriend is up to, again, a rich man's girl. Why do you care about a rich man's girl? I'm not saying it's entertaining, but if you care more about a guy who's already a multimillionaire, a guy who's already rich, and you don't know what the S&P 500 is, that's a problem. You need to unfollow all those blog channels that talk about Travis Hunter, and you need to start following Bill Ackman and CNBC and Jim Cramer, and just start to immerse yourself so you can learn about this stuff so you can get ahead. And then once you get somewhat close to the same level as Travis Hunter, meaning you actually got some dang money in your bank account, then maybe you can go ahead and, worry about whatever he's going. But the bottom line is, if you don't even have your own life together, probably should spend more time getting your own life together than worrying about another rich man's girl. That's all I'm saying. Again, I'm not saying the story's not entertaining. I get it. There's a lot going on. She's doing all this and whatever, but it's just sad that it's all the black blogs that are talking about this, getting millions of views, and there are millions of comments of black people talking about this. But if I ask you, do you know what the SP 500 is? A lot of people are going to say no. And this is why white Americans blow us out of the water. And this is why black people have an average net worth of $8. It's time to learn about investing. If you want to learn, you can ask me for free. I don't sell any courses. I'm not this guy who you got to join my Discord paid $250 signals chat. No, I don't do any of that. Just ask me. I'll tell you. I'll even make videos on it if you want. You can comment on it, whatever. The bottom line is everybody should be invested. When you first begin your investing journey, start off with putting money in the S&P 500, okay? Anyway, that's today's video. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever it is that you celebrate. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.